Hey guys, right, welcome to another episode. Right, I've done a fair bit of woodwork inside, but I'm actually going to show you, I am actually going to use an Esky on the side of this Caravan, so this will be a little bit different. Anyway, I'm going to bring you in, show you what timber work we're going to do, explain what I've done so far, and then we're going to get into cutting a hole here, and I'll tell you all about that in a minute. Alrighty, I'm in. Right, so I'll show you what I've done here so far. So I've done the rest of that. I've just got to pull out the bottom of those angle brackets, and that will be the bottom of, that will be the bottom of the storage box. So we're going to have in that section electrical trip out things, and a DIN rail so I can actually wire this up properly. I don't like this sort of thing. It's very dodgy. Kind of a proper electrician setup there. That will be your storage right above there, and a little light that goes down onto the bed just there. So if you can picture a bit of a box storage there. Haven't really done anything on that wall, but I have put, might be a bit dark in here, I've replaced that, so it's much, that was a little bit rotted out. We're going to put, I've taken all this wiring out, knocked that panel out, so we're going to put the light switch, we're going to put a light switch there for the outside light switch. There's an outside light there, so that'll be the switch for there. And I'm thinking we might do a 12 volt one, I'm not sure yet. We're going to get rid of this and drop it down here, because I actually want 240 volt outlet, because the only inlet is there. I don't want to have the door open with a lead going through the door. So we're going to put an outlet, 240 volt outlet there, where the Esky lid's going to go. This is actually the height of the bench, 900 mil. So I've braced all that up. That's the height of the bench, all the way around there. Right, so the fridge will be here at that height. That'll be the top of the bench. There'll be a power point here, because that'll be a clear bench. There'll be two power points here, one there for the fridge and one there for the inverter when we're on 12 volts 240 for the fridge. There'll be another 240 volt power point there if you want to cook something there, and we'll have a cooker. So anyway, I'll take you outside. So that's as far as I've got inside with the timber. Doesn't look like much, but there's actually a good 2 days work there, cutting stuff up and gluing it and getting it all right. Right, I'm going to take you outside and show you what I've done to this Esky. Alright, so I've got this Esky. I'll bring it over a bit closer. There's the rest of it. Right, so there's the lid. This is the bit we're going to use. Pull that off. There's the rest of the Esky. Right, we are going to use this as an encasement to go on the side, and that, because that fits, and it's a little bit flimsy, but we will strengthen that with timber, and they actually fits in really neat and snug. So I believe that actually will be a waterproof seal. So let's go back over to the Caravan and I'll show you what we're going to do. Rightio, so I've already marked the hole. I don't know if you can see the hole. Right, we're going to cut this about 50 mil, and we're going to put that there. We're going to Sikaflex it in. It's got a nice little lip around it, so I'm hoping that will seal up against it. And I've purposely put it so the louver runs over the top of it, so that'll sit inside. I really do hope that will seal. I think it will. And this will actually have this as a cover for the lid, because buying a proper lid that seals is like worth, you're looking at like hundreds. And I didn't want a metal one. Metal one's a little bit ugly. And most of the time the Caravan will be undercover when we're not using it. So I don't think this will be affected by UV or anything, because it's HDPE. HDPE, which is the same as what your milk bottles are. So it takes a fair bit to knock that down. So anyway, we're going to use an Esky lid for the cover. So we're going to drop that down. It'll have some chain in there. It'll be locked inside. So when you lock it, there'll be a little latch inside. No padlocks on the outside. So what the idea is, we drop it down, and we're gonna have a pull-out table, because the bench goes right across. We're gonna have a pull-out table. It's going to be 1.8 meters long that pulls out, which will be about there. So when that drops down, I can put stuff under there like cooking material, and then we can have the pull-out table. And as before, that power point was up there. It's actually going to be an outlet there. So if we got electrical appliance, we can put a fry pan there, or whatever you want to do, air fryer or whatever. So there'll be 240 volt power, and then we can lock that up. When we go to sleep, no one can use that. No one can use the power or use the table or whatever. So anyway, that's the idea. So we're going to do that this episode. So we're going to get straight into cutting that hole. I'm going to try and get this done today, because it's going to probably rain. But I'm not sponsored by this, but this stuff is really good. It's called T-Rex Power. It grabs within 3 seconds. It's almost like super glue mixed with Sigaflex, like the hard rubber. So it's a sealant and an adhesive. It even says on there 1 second grab. It's actually probably, what, 5 seconds if you hold it on there. So we're going to seal it with this. This one's white, bright white, which suits what I'm doing. We're going to paint it all white anyway. So anyway, let's get into putting this hatch on. Looking forward to getting this done. So once I know that's in there, I know how big the bench will be and where to mount the table. The table's going to be on little rollers, and I'll slide out, and there'll be a fold out leg under there. Because I thought, what we want to do is just put the awning on. Probably want to get our chairs, pull out the table. You might want to put your laptop on here, plug it in, and look out here. I don't know. But not having a table and putting a table away somewhere is not attractive. We've got the space, might as well use it. Right, now let's get into cutting a hole and doing all the woodwork for it. Alright, here we go. Once I cut this, it can't go back. So here we go. Alright, here we go. Cut the inside of this. Alright, there we go. Alright, you can't go back now. So it's happening. Here we go. Let's hope this fits. Look at that. I like it. Alright, that's where that's going. I think we've got a bit of a corner gap here, but that'll fill up with sealant. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so we know the thickness of there. I'm actually going to chop it here, then chop this bit off and then put that back on there. So she's only that thick because we've got the pantry here, remember? Then there'll be a shelf there, table there, and another shelf on the bottom. So anyway, we'll go ahead and mark that. Probably mark that all the way around there like that, and then we'll cut that. Just take it out there. That looks alright, doesn't it? So I'll go ahead and mark all that out and cut that out. There'll be a few birds on there. We can clean up the file. And just be careful you do this. It's a little bit flimsy right now. So now what we're going to do is this timber work. I'm going to get this timber work in and get it set in. So I'll make sure we've got enough timber. We're going to use this sort of timber, pine, because pine's not going to be sitting in the weather. It's nice, big enough for actual screws to screw onto. So we've actually got a fair bit of meat there for the screws, for the hinges. Rightio, so let's cut these in here and get these in. Alright, right, here we go. I've got my cooking gun ready. I've cut the bottom one, so we'll do that now. Alright, we're going to do this shit. Oh, gee, this stuff's hard to pump out. It's very thick. Very thick stuff. It's not your normal silicone, to tell you that. So I'm going to put some around here. Alright, and a good thing about this stuff is you've got a cap. You can put a cap on and screw it on so it doesn't go off. That's what I really love about it. Alright, let's get this on. I've pre-cut these just before. Stuff grabs, remember? So you got to really work quick and get it right. My main aim is to get that to there. Right, a couple of angles. Right, we're going to screw that on there. I'm going to screw that on there. Missing a couple of screws. I just realised my screws aren't here, so I'm going to steal these ones. Here they are. There's my screws there. Thought I didn't have them. I do. Alright, let's get this one on. Here's one. Oh, that stuff's sticky. Sticky stuff. Right, other angle. Another screw. Right. Alright, here we go. We're going to put this on now. Okay. Alright. Excuse my head for a minute. Right. It's going to go there. So we want one angle there. Screw. Make sure that's not protruding past the hole. Sort of want it about there. Right there. Yep. So we'll screw that to that now. Then we can concentrate on the other end. Right. Screw. Helps if you push when you when you do your screw up, you push it in. You don't just let the screw do all the work. There we go. So that is even with that now. So we need to get that one in and that one in. So we'll screw them in there. Get that one to there. And we'll get that one, push this one in to here. Alright, there's that one. And we'll get this one on here. Tuck that out of the way. It's not as hard as you think. Right, slowly get that one in. And the last screw. Push it in. Hold it. Done. And then we will gunge that up a little bit in the gaps because there's a few gaps in there. And that will just stop any movement. Sorry if that's in the way. Oh, this stuff's really hard to pump. It's so dense and thick. But it's good stuff. Okay. So we got full support in the wall now. Just going to pump up these holes just in case I forget to put screws in there. Rightio. Right now what we're going to do is put the inner insert in, and we're going to glue that in and screw that to here. Alrighty, so what I've done is I've pre-drilled around there. We've marked around with a pencil. It's around there, so that face there will hit the timber. Good little trick. Before you drill, make sure there's clearance on the lid. You don't want to have them real up close. And another thing too, your lid might fit a certain way, so you don't want to just put it in there and then go, oh, the lid doesn't fit, because the lid might be molded to the actual body of it. So just try it either way. That way it looks pretty good. I'm going to hinge it from the bottom, so we're going to go that way. So now I'm going to put that there. It's going to be the top. I'm going to hold the top. I'm going to get the gunge. I call it gunge, and we're going to start gunging it. So it's going to do a fair bead on there. It's not going to be a step to do it. I'm not going to do the sides, we'll do the sides later. And then we'll do the bottom. So we'll do the bottom on here. We'll do the bottom on here now. That way we know we've got heaps on the bottom. Once it's designed, he ain't coming off. It ain't. Good English. It ain't coming off, mate. Right. We're putting it in. Here we go. I'm going to try and, because I've got all on the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry for moving that. Because it's all on the bottom, I'm not going to try and push it in. I'm going to try and get that edge in and then sit it over the top and then push that top part in. And the idea with the screws are, the screws will hold it in flush against the cladding. We don't want any gaps like that, so I'm going to push it in. So I'm just going to try and wiggle it all in so it's good. I love it, looks good. I love it. Right, I've got our little screws. I'm using 15mm 6Gs, pan heads, just tiny little ones. It's getting warm out here. So the idea is we push that in, push that as we can, and just zap it. Don't go too much, you'll crack it. If you're a bit worried about the battery drill or impact driver, use a screwdriver. Right, I'm going to get on my knee down here and do the top part. Doesn't that look better already? Don't ask me where you'd buy anything like this from, because I've tried everywhere. I don't know where the Caravan mobs get it. There you go, look at that. It's on there. It's on. Oh, look at that. I love it. One more screw at the top. Actually, it looks quite good. And then what I'll do is I'll get the sealant around there. I think that looks really good. Bit tight, that one. Right, good time to try the door now. We'll get the door on here. Get this door on and have a look. Look at that. Perfect. How good's that look? Looks damn good. Right, so what we're going to do is go around and seal. Go around and seal with this stuff, and then we'll do the hinges. So you can sort of get the idea. It's going to go like that. Nice little opening for our table to pull out. All right, time to seal. This stuff skins pretty quick, so you got to work fairly quick and prepared, or get your fingers dirty. And this will actually seal any rain and water coming in. And when we paint it, it should look damn good. There we go, that's that bit done. Get this side done. You can afford to move the sides. I can afford to move the sides so I can push it right in there, and then it'll sit out. And this stuff sets super hard, so, well, not hard, but like sticker flex, hard rubber. When you're cutting the hole too, be mindful of the corners. You don't want to cut a big corner out in the corner. Just get a rag and clean it up. Alright, I've got a rag. It's going to do this top bit now. There we go. There we go, there's the top part, there's the side. I think that looks good, so no water's going to get in there. Alright, I'm just going to gunge up the inside, and then I'll go get some hinges and we'll do this, do the door now. Alright, so we're going to mount the hinge on this now. And use a stainless piano hinge. Alright, here we go. Oh. I'm just going to use the original screws that come out of the lid. An awkward angle. You don't really want to zap it. You sort of just want to go slow, and then you know when it stops. So I'm just going to pre-drill the holes for here, into there, and then we're just going to use 2 more screws in here, and we're done. Then we can start doing the power point on the inside. go. Let's have a look. Is it going to work? Look at that. Love it. How good's that? Probably put a chain on there. I reckon that looks really good. Right, so what we're going to do is do the form work for the PowerPoint here now. Look at that. And a lock from the inside. So we'll go inside and we'll start doing the PowerPoint. Alright, I've made this ahead of time. So this is the 240 volt plug, and we've got 2 sockets there. So what we're going to do is whack them there. Just going to get a bit of glue. Bit of glue on there. Bit of glue on that one. Just to help it do its thing. There we go. Gonna screw and glue this bad boy on. So we've got that there. Get that one on first. Then we can square up the bottom. Actually, I don't think I want that exactly there. I'm going to go up a little bit. And we'll do that one there. Righto, so what we've got is our 240 volt plug. So I'll just stick that on there like that. Oop. I'll get a couple of screws. Oh yeah. I'll whack this bad boy on. In a really awkward position here. There we go. You want 240 volt power, you got it there. These back, and we've also got a 12 volt socket, so I might want to do you know, a cigarette lighter spotlight, or just have power for another fridge maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll put that on there. Might go sideways a little bit. There's your 12 volt there. I'll screw that on the back. 12 volt cigarette lighter for power for something. And we've also got another one. We've got a USB 5 volt 2.1 amps So you might want to charge your phone here as well. So I'm going to stick that in there as well. And that'll be hooked up to the 12 volts once we do that. And I will paint this white. It'll be all white. This is just temporary right now. So you can have 240 volts there. And to give you, I've actually got. Just to make sure we can shut this. Yes, we can shut it. So we can shut that. It's all good. 240 volt power outlet there. And I'll just show you. I got these bits of wood. I got these bits of wood at this recycle yard, and this is actually going to be the table. So the table will be on rollers, and that will be the pull-out table. So the pull-out table will come out here like this, and then you can have your power for what you want, and that type of thing. There you go. Anyway, there you go, guys. Got it all set up. I reckon it'll be a real time-saving thing. So we're at campsite. We just pull it out. It's going to have a stopper, and then it'll have a leg that pulls out in the bottom. That will do. I'll show you this later on. We just got to build all the wall and everything ready for it. So we're at the campsite. We'll plug it in. Power's on. Put it up to your cooker, your microwave, your fry pan, your air fryer, your laptop, whatever you want to use, and you're done. That was my wife's idea. That was a damn good idea, I thought. So that electrical that you saw me earlier, so that power point, we're going to run that down to here before we do the installation. Installation will really be the last thing, and then we'll screw the panels on. So that's really happy with that one. A really good addition to a 75 Caravan, having that there. So if I can get 240, I can charge your phone there, right there, or I can use a cigarette lighter, spotlight, or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all there, ready to go. Later on, once we do the bench, I've actually got little rollers coming in, real short, flat ones, but they're like on a rail. So we're going to screw a piece of wood on the bottom, then screw them under, and they're just going to roll in like a little valley when we push the table back. The table's actually going to be a lot longer than this. It's going to be the full width of the Caravan, probably 1800 long. So it's probably going to stick out 1.6 meters, 1.7 meters long, which I think is a good size. And this is actually 370 mil wide, so that's not too wide, but it's still wide enough to put stuff on and do stuff. So it's actually a handy thing. I didn't want it too wide because we've got the door in. We don't want the bench coming right at the door, so it's all want to go in and along. You'll see that later on anyway. Anyway, that's a fair feat for today. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Yeah. So anyway, I used an Esky lid for the cargo hatch. That was a great idea. Thought of that the other night. Alright guys, if you want to see more, subscribe and like and the rest of it. I'll catch you next time. In between now and next episode, I'm going to try and get all the timber work done for all the wiring and all the cupboards and everything, I'm hoping. So it might be a bit of a while next episode because I just really want to concentrate and get all that done. And then I've actually bought the floor. The floor is actually already in the shed, ready to go. We're going to use 17mm form ply for the floor because it's got that nice skin coating on it, waterproof coating. So anyway, we are getting closer. Alright, catch you guys. Getting excited, starting to get somewhere. Cheers guys.